We are wrestling.
Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling Podcast. We Are Wrestling Podcast.
Hey everybody, Eric Bischoff here, and you are listening to We Are Wrestling Podcast.
You're watching We Are Wrestling.
I'm the host with the most.
You are by far the least intelligent. Stay tuned, listen to the podcast. Best one, Donnie, might teach you a thing or two.
What is going on, We Are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide? Ben here, one half of the We Are Wrestling Podcast.
If you ain't listening to the We Are Wrestling Podcast, bro, you're missing out. The king listens, and you need to too, bro.
Ricky knows best, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky knows best. Believe in me. God bless you.
We Are Wrestling Podcast.
We are wrestling.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What is going on, We Are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide? It has been one half of the We Are Wrestling Podcast. I'm out of it right now because we tried recording this intro once and my mic just shut off. So this was take two. What's going on, everybody? We got a pretty stacked show for you this week. But before we get into all that regular mumbo jumbo, Don, take it away.
I'm kind of glad that Jay George wasn't here. He would have been really upset with us having a take two.
Yeah.
Silver Scream Collective.
He don't like extra takes.
But we got ourselves a stacked episode this week of the We Are Wrestling Podcast. And before we get into all the good topics for this week, if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're listening to this episode on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episode, and give us a follow.
Yeah.
If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, over on the YouTube channel, where you get the video version of this podcast for free. And you get the best pro wrestling content. We do live watch-alongs, we do reactions, we do vlogs. We have everything pro wrestling here, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers. We recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know, the grind is real.
Bro.
So, Ben, I gotta ask you, man, how was your birthday weekend?
Honestly, I could not. I can kind of remember Friday. We played a lot of Cards Against Humanity. I got plentiful uplifted, if you know what I mean. I played it in front of my grandma, so that was a very interesting experience. Survivor Series we'll get into that. We're going to get into that very, very soon. And I can't wait to tell you how we definitely personally feel about this fucking show. And Sunday was great. I got a haircut. I got rid of the locks. So other than that, it was a pretty good weekend, man. How was your weekend?
My weekend was really solid. I got to catch up with a lot of buddies. We got to play basketball before Survivor Series, so that was a lot of fun. Casual Cam out there hitting threes. He actually played pretty good, so I was happy about that. And then we all watched
how fucking high those fucking shorts are.
Hey, you be wearing them like 1970 players. But man, I gotta say, like, it was really cool getting the ball with my buddies, getting to catch up, and then they all came over. We watched Survivor Series. So we do want to thank all the Maniacs that did join us for the live watch along here on the channel. And we even did get some super chats as well, which is always very appreciated as well. Because we do this because we love to interact with the Maniacs, the best ones, and we think that the live watch-alongs are just the best way to do that. But yeah, we will get into Survivor Series in just a moment. But a couple quick things to advertise here real quick. This week, we actually did upload a We Are Wrestling Extra over on the YouTube channel, where Old School Phil and myself, we talked about all the current WWE ID signings. And let me tell you, it's a great video. Like, we gave our reactions to all these wrestlers. We even got to watch some of the first day videos that have been posted over on X with some of these wrestlers. And my God, me and Phil, I think we hit it out of the ballpark on that one.
Oh yeah, brother.
We Are Wrestling Extra is up on the channel. And just another thing we want to talk about as well, our last episode of the year, we're going to be doing something very special here for the first time ever, and that is the We Are Wrestling Best One Award Show. It's going to be taking place on Friday, December 27th, and on Sunday, you guys can vote now on all the categories that we have, and voting will end on December 18th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh yeah.
And we are going to be giving out awards to some of our favorite wrestlers, favorite moments of the year, and we're even going to shine some light on Blitzkrieg as well. And we just think that this will be a really cool way to end the year off.
Hell yeah.
Doing something different. And also, too, for the holidays, if you are looking to get somebody something, you can't figure out what you want to get them, well, you can go to ProWrestlingTees.com and get them some We Are Wrestling swag. We got three different shirts available right now on the website. And if you order it now, you probably will get it before Christmas. So go get yourself some We Are Wrestling merch.
Can we point out how clean Ricky looks on that fucking picture? Like, holy shit, the lineup, he's got the fucking beard all thinned out and shit. He's smiling. Like, it's wild. It's like an alternate universe.
One of Ricky's best promo pictures, definitely.
It's almost photoshopped.
All right, well, before we do get into our power of the poll and the recap, there is something that you and we do want to talk about, because obviously, like, we want what's best for, like, the pro wrestling business. And
here we go.
A lot, like, you and we both go to a lot of independent wrestling shows. I go to a lot of conventions and stuff. And I do get asked a lot, like, questions based off, like, meet and greets and vendors, this and that. And if you see this guy, Dylan Scumbag,
Hines.
That's what we're going to call him. Dylan Hines. Do not do business with him. I believe his company is Big Time Collectibles, and he's been getting a lot of heat. He's the son of wrestling legend Bobby Fulton, and yeah, it's not looking good for him, because in case you guys aren't, I'm sure if you are in like the Northeast area, you guys probably know what happened at the Wrestling Classic 5, which we did advertise for months. And in our advertisements, we did have some of the people that Dylan was supposed to bring in. And unfortunately, because he didn't get enough pre-sales and friggin' he's a scumbag, he decided to cancel all those people. And everybody had to miss out on the opportunity of meeting Shelton Benjamin, JBL, and all the other people that he promised.
Yep.
So we do want to shed some light, because there was an incident going on where he was telling people about this meet and greet that was supposed to happen back in September at Zombie Hideout, which is our go-to toy store in our area. They were supposed to bring in Victoria and Kurt Angle, and they ended up moving the Kurt Angle meet and greet to sometime in January, but obviously after everything that happened, Bill canceled the Kurt Angle meet and greet at the Zombie Hideout store. And apparently, Dylan is not giving refunds to people that already spent their hard-earned money to meet Kurt. And he's trying to blame Bill and Zombie Hideout for that. Which, I gotta give Bill, like, all the credit in the world for the way that he handled this entire situation.
Absolutely.
Because, like, it definitely could have been a lot worse. I think the Classic was definitely a successful one. Could have been a lot more successful if we weren't dealing with a scumbag here.
Yeah.
But I think it was better than, like, what it could have been. So I'm happy about that. But we do have the phone call here, and we might as well play it and react to it because, yeah, it's not looking good for
Yeah, I just
Dylan,
heard this the other
guys.
day. Yeah.
So let me pull it up here. Alrighty, here we are. So Bill recorded the call between him and Dylan about this whole thing because he's had a lot of customers going up to him, like asking, like, where's my refund? Because Dylan's been telling him. So here it is.
Hello.
Dylan?
Yes, is this?
Hey, it's Bill with Zombie Hideout. How are you?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Good. So I had one of your customers reach out to me about the Kurt Angle meet and greet,
Yeah.
and you told them we're responsible for the refunds?
Yeah.
Why would we be responsible when you took the money?
You canceled it.
No, you
So
canceled
quick.
it, number one, for the original date.
Canceled the bill.
You took their money, my friend.
And you canceled the event.
Right, but you took their money.
He
You
just
were
admitted
using
to it
our
right there.
space. We weren't charging you to use
It's
the
literally
space.
about the money,
So
man.
why would you take someone's money and then not refund it to them? Especially after that glorious post you made about wanting to change your ways. You're gonna take someone's money and make someone else responsible for it. You're gonna take
Not
it.
the glorious post.
That's on you.
How's that on me? You collected the money
And
through
by the way, guys,
Eventbrite.
too, like, this is not
You're the one who
Dylan's
canceled
first
the bill.
time, like, dealing
So
with,
you're not
like,
going to
drama
refund the
in the
person's
wrestling
money, the money
community.
you took.
Bill, you're the one who canceled it.
Do you have their money?
I don't have their money.
What happened to their money?
Eventbrite has it.
Okay, and whose event was it through Eventbrite? Did you schedule that?
Eventbrite.
Who created the Eventbrite post?
Eventbrite.
Let him know,
Eventbrite?
Bill. Let him
You
know.
You didn't schedule it yourself?
No.
Laid a smackdown on his candy
They
ass.
created it.
So you talked to him on the phone.
Shut up,
correct?
bitch.
So where did that money go from Eventbrite?
Only if Bill did say that, dude.
Bill with
I would've lost
Eventbrite.
it.
I don't get money until after the event.
And the event is technically over. And when the event was
Technically not,
canceled,
because the date's still on that on that Eventbrite is January the whatever, 13th or whatever it was.
right? So you should be able to
God.
refund them the money.
Yeah,
I have-
on January the 14th.
Then why are you telling them I'm responsible for refunding the money?
Because you are. You're the one who canceled it.
You took their money, my friend. I was letting you use my store.
You canceled the appearance.
Yeah, because you've been a dirtbag to everyone.
Nah, you're the dirtbag. You in that captain's corner, a bunch of pieces of shit.
All right, so
Y'all can go fuck off.
Okay.
no, that's fine because I got this whole
Yeah.
conversation recorded, just so you know.
Yeah.
And I'll be blasting it all over social media how you're refusing to refund people's money.
It's on Eventbrite.
All right, so you keep saying you want to change your ways, but here you go, classic Dylan Hines.
And here you go, classic Bill, piece of shit. You're the one who canceled Foley, aren't you? Keep rescheduling him.
I got fully.
Yeah, so pretty much, like, the summary is, if you are, like, a vendor, don't do business with Dylan.
And if you're the son of a wrestling legend, you know, you're not only ruining your fucking image, but you're also tarnishing somebody else's their legacy, man. Like, how much more of a piece of shit do you have to be? Like, it's and then to go out and scam people out of their money, basically, you know, like, and to completely just not rectify the situation, and then, you know, when somebody is, you know, obviously confronting you about your behavior and you're not doing the right thing, and you're calling them, you know, a piece of shit and scumbags. It just, man, it's not a good look. It's not one that I can see being, you know, redeemed. You know, it's like, well, do these superstars work with him anymore? You know, like, it makes them look bad too, you know, being attached to somebody like that. So I just,
Well, you want to know who he's going to be bringing on tour in 2025?
oh no, who?
Jake Hager.
Congratulations. They both deserve each other. They both fucking deserve each other.
We the
So-
scumbags!
We the scumbags, exactly. We the scumbags.
Oh, man, we the scumbags.
Exactly, dude. That's fucking. Ladies and gentlemen, refrain from doing business with this individual. We'll call him. He is a scumbag. He's not honest. He's a fucking snake. Don't do it. And shout out and big props to Bill for that phone call, man. He stood on business, man. We love Bill around here. So, guys, if you're in the Western Mass area and you stumble across Springfield, Massachusetts, and you're looking for all your nerd shit of all kinds, head over to Zombie Hideout. They have anything and everything for you.
Exactly. And, like, the reason why, like, we're shedding light on this situation is because Bill and Captain's Corner, they got a lot of shit for like pretty much like pulling Dylan out of the classic, and like there's two sides to every story, and Dylan's gonna pretty much try to make them the bad guys when in reality they gave Dylan the same opportunities that they gave We Are Wrestling and all these other awesome vendors at the Wrestling Classic. And like Bill is a great friend of ours. Nick from Captain's Corner, he's also another great friend of ours. They've given us so many opportunities, and we're always going to be grateful for the working relationship that we have with them. So I'm glad that like Bill posted this, and if you guys do want to listen to the entire phone call, it will be in the links down below.
Dude, you know, like, we're like in the middle of everything that we've ever wanted as kids, you know, and as like wrestling fans, you know, and I don't understand people that can take advantage of the people that really do help pave the way for such a successful career and such a successful time, you know? Like, wrestling, you're lucky as hell if you get an opportunity of any kind, whether you're a wrestler, a vendor, or, you know, like a ref, anybody on the crew, like, you're lucky. So the fact that this even happened is just irreprehensible. So I just...
Man, the kid needs to get humbled, like...
Dude
clearly,
needs to,
like, he has a lot of growing up still to do, because, like, you're going on Facebook, you're making posts, these, like, crazy things that you're saying in interviews, this and that, and then you're going on Facebook saying, I want to apologize to everybody, like, you're trying to be the bigger person, but, like, actions speak louder than words.
Bro, it's a
and, like,
backhanded
all
fucking
he's saying
thing
right now is bullshit.
He's saying all the shit people want to hear. You know, he's not doing the things that people expect him to do, and he's a fucking asshole for it. You know,
exactly. And
you don't want to do it.
He just gotta look himself in the mirror and fucking change his
Bitch slap
ways,
him.
because it's gonna it'll definitely take him fucking a lot farther in life than what he's going through now.
I know his destination where he needs to go, and where he needs to go right now is fucking Suplex City. Dylan Hines needs a fucking suplex.
Well, I hope he doesn't choke on that cigar. Let's get into the power of the poll. Every week, we recommend all the Maniacs to go to the YouTube community tab and vote on a topic that we pick. And this week, we asked you guys, what's your favorite Intercontinental Championship title design?
Ooh,
so
good
Ben,
question.
You want to hit the beat? And here it is. The Classic Intercontinental Championship got 17%, while the Attitude Era Ruthless Aggression got 14%, and the newer Intercontinental Championship, the current one, 11%, and the winner is the White Intercontinental Championship with 57%.
Fucking ball sack. I loved the fucking... Dude, I love how you didn't even include the one that looked like straight up a pendulum. That shit looked beautiful. Sami Zayn's design back in like 2020. That shit was beautiful. How did you not put that on there? That would have been a fucking winner. That would have been a fucking winner.
It's the same title design as the current one. It just has the blue friggin' globe.
No, it looked so different. Or at least it kind of did. Well, either or. Fucking... How did the white one win?
It's the same design. They just added the blue to it.
How did the fucking white one win? Because it's a white strap? Is that it? Because that's literally what the fucking OG one looked like. The fuck?
That tells you that we have a lot of fans that are fans
Gen
of like
Z
the 2010s.
as fuck.
The Gen Z.
Gen Z as fuck. All y'all should have been swallowed. Fucking with you. But no, I'm not. I'm kind of surprised the white one won. I personally, out of all of these, I would have either gone with a new one or I would have gone with the Ruthless Aggression one, because the Ruthless Aggression one, it's tied to Ric Flair, it's tied to Carlito, it's tied to fucking Umaga, it's tied to fucking Bobby Lashley, it's tied to fucking Santino Marella. So it's like that design, Shelton Benjamin's another one. You know, like that design has some of the best memories for me. So I don't know if it's a bias thing, but I just I get it, I guess, even though it's wrong, but I get it.
Yeah, so like for me, like that's kind of how I feel, like bias wise. But like if I'm actually looking at the designs here,
no, don't do it.
I think the White Intercontinental is the best looking championship.
Shut up. No.
And maybe I'm biased because I got a lot of signatures on my White IC title.
Man, fuck you. Honey.
So yeah, guys, if you want to be a part of the power of the poll, you can go right to our community tab and vote. Usually after every episode that airs, we put out a new one. So if you guys want to go vote on next week's power of the poll, you can go do that right now. So, with that being said, let's get into the We Are Wrestling highlight of the week. Ben, what's your highlight of the week in the wrestling world this week?
Oh, obviously the rehashing of CM Punk and Seth Rollins' feud going into WrestleMania. I've been looking forward to this. But I also like the mystery of what that favor is, from Punk. So like I think out of like all things, that's like kind of what I'm sinking my teeth into right now. Is like ever since War Games, I've been heavily invested in Punk. So like that would probably be my highlight.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a really good segment on Raw, but if I had to pick one, I think my highlight of the week is Shinsuke winning the championship.
Shut up. No. It shouldn't have been that. No. I don't agree. I don't agree.
And just his whole new look and everything. I love it. I love, like, that was like my only highlight for Survivor Series was Shinsuke winning that championship.
Oh, yeah.
So now, with that being said, let's get into the We Are Wrestling weekly recap. This is where Ben and we pretty much talk about the highlights that happen during the week on wrestling television. And of course, we did have WWE Survivor Series, and I figured let's talk about it. The good, the bad, the ugly. What was your thoughts on it, since you weren't here?
I feel like I wasted so much time on a Saturday night. Like it was so hyped to be the spectacle, and it underdelivered so bad. Like it underdelivered. Like the women's match, what the fuck? Don't agree with the fucking the US title thing, but to each their own. I feel like the men's match was okay. It was okay. It was riddled with injuries apparently. Jay broke his toe, Bronson broke his fucking ankle. It was not a good time. It just was not a good time for everybody involved. Solo, I think not Solo, Jacob, I think hurt his knee or something, or his ankle or some shit. That show did not go any way that anybody, I think, expected. So it was, if I'm going to be honest, for me, it was a big fat fucking disappointment for a Big Five, because that felt like crown jewel level shit. And I'm honestly really upset about it still. I'm still recovering from it, but, I don't know. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, dude, I'm going to give it an honest rating of maybe oh God, I feel like this is too generous, but I'll give it a 6.5. It was bad, bro. It was bad, and I think you know it too.
You know how much hate I've been getting on the reactions from Monday Night Raw because I said Survivor Series was not that good.
It was fucking mid at best.
Do you know
if
all
anything.
the WWE fans out there are telling me, this is what I keep hearing, not everything has to be a surprise.
No, not everything has to be a surprise, but I expect it to be fucking decent, salvageable, and at least a furthering story, especially if you call it a Big Five fucking pay-per-view, you fucking pansy. You casual. You casual.
I bet you Casual Cam definitely enjoyed it.
I guarantee that was Casual Cam who left the comment underneath another alias because he hates us so much, low-key.
I don't know, I just feel like...
Casual Cam?
And I'm sorry, but this is the point that I was trying to make to everybody, because even Cam in our We Are Wrestling team group chat was even saying Survivor Series was decent, this and that, and I told him that's not okay for Survivor Series. It's supposed to be a Big Five, and that means it needs to be big. What happened that was big on the show?
I'm not asking for fucking WrestleMania, but I'm asking for a little bit more, especially if this is the year-end's big pay-per-view. Yeah, I'm expecting some fucking surprises, or at least some story-furthering, substance, but no, we're not even getting that. And it was bullshit. I was genuinely kind of so glad I didn't stream at all. I just genuinely took the time to watch the show at home and just sit on the couch and watch it. When I tell you, dude, I was bored as fuck by, the World Heavyweight title match, dude. I was bored as fuck. That match was good. It was good. And I honestly, the first person I thought of was you, because Finn ended up coming out. So I was like, all right, cool. So at least Don got that out of the way. But at the same time, it was just so underwhelming, and it just under-delivered almost too bad, where I'm like, dude, how are you going to bounce back from this? The Rumble needs to be, extravagant. It needs to be explosive to recover from that bullshit.
It felt like a house show. Like,
yeah,
the
we didn't have the
matches.
fucking main title.
There wasn't
on the
anything
line.
special. Like, during these PLEs, like, I remember, like, back in the day, like, with, like, a WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, or Survivor Series, a SummerSlam, or even a Money in the Bank, John Cena, like, sometimes would just pull out, like, a random move that he would never do, like, on a regular television show. Like, that's, like, what we need with these big PLEs. Like, they need to be big. Like, I could have just watched that on any other PLE. Like, if it was any other PLE, I probably would have said, okay, you know what? It's not that bad. But Survivor Series, it's supposed to be big. And last year's Survivor Series, we got
Massive.
Randy Orton back. We got CM Punk. Man, I wish the Brooklyn Net versus Miami game was friggin' this Survivor Series and not last year.
Dude, last Survivor Series was like literally a spectacle. Like, that felt huge. Like, every match was a banger. Every single match made sense. The War Games match in general was hype as fuck. But it ended gloriously. I get, a lot of things are about timing, but like, dude, this was fucking hot dog shit in a paper bag beating down on a 90-degree sunny day in the midsummer.
And I'm sorry, but I think Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, they could have really benefited being on this card rather than main event. I understand why they're doing it, because it's going to get them a lot of ratings. But at the same time, you could have just had that triple threat Intercontinental match on main event, and it would have been so good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy that, like, Sheamus and Kaiser, they got this opportunity because they have been the workhorses on the Monday Night Raw brand. So they deserve to be on a PLE. But, like, it just felt like a regular match, and that's my problem. Because I've said it over and over again. Man, WWE, they're killing it with their weekly shows. Like, even Monday Night Raw this past Monday was so good.
But
and
it
with
fell so
AEW, their shows are horrible. But then when it comes to the PLE/pay-per-views, AEW is actually delivering.
Yeah.
While WWE is just so underwhelming.
I agree.
And it's so disappointing. But, yeah, man, I really like this new Shinsuke Nakamura, man, winning the title. Like, LA Knight, it's unfortunate.
That's all you,
like,
man.
It was great, like, him, like, chasing the title, but I feel like he just never really had, like, worthy opponents to go against. And honestly, with Shinsuke, like, this is the push I've been wanting for a minute now, and I actually really do like the new entrance. I like the new presentation. Like, he's being taken very serious. I do think, like, in our predictions, like, with the DQ, it would have definitely benefited more, because I think LA Knight needs a solid storyline to, like, really solidify him as a good champion. But Shinsuke winning it, I can't be mad.
I feel like, dude, I can be, because they put so much stock into fucking LA Knight, and the Survivor Series definitely hurt him. Like, it did not make him look good whatsoever. If anything, it buried him, bro. And I can't help but be upset about that, because he was a massive player, and not only did he, like, didn't really get a good enough reign, not enough, credible opponents. I'm so...
It comes down to the opponents.
I'm upset about it, because he literally dropped a title to someone who literally just fucking got back. And we're supposed to just bet on this. This new persona is just supposed to carry the U.S. title. And frankly, like, yeah, I wanted better from Shinsuke. But when you saw the pop going into Money in the Bank in 2023, Shinsuke was talking. LA Knight literally cut him off. Nobody gave a fuck about what Shinsuke had to say, but you heard that monstrous pop for LA Knight. And we're giving it to the dude that literally nobody gave a fuck about, and he just got back literally that past Friday. It's
this
stupid.
Is something that I've been saying for weeks, Ben, here on the show. This is one of Triple H's biggest problems. Like, when somebody gets so hot,
he doesn't know what the fuck to do with them.
Exactly. Chad Gable is, like, the perfect example. Like, once he signed that contract, forget it. He got lost in the shuffle.
Like, it genuinely just bugs me out. It's like you're focusing on Braun Breaker, who is literally just a fucking backhanded Goldberg. Like,
no, don't disrespect Braun Breaker now.
He's a backhanded Goldberg, bro. Give me some personality first, and, I won't see you as just a big fucking angry, roided out meathead. Like, just give me something else. Like, give me something else, man. Like, show me some character work before I'm supposed to put any kind of stock into you. Like, I'm getting sick of this.
Did you see the interview before the triple threat match?
I did, but here's the thing, though.
Because I thought that was really good.
I'm getting sick of this whole trust the process and let him cook fucking shit with Triple H, because at this point, it's like, we're boiling. What's for dinner? That's
And
the main question I ask every fucking day now, and I'm starting to get really pissed off because it's like we were on such a hot streak, but it's like dude has been so caught up in the heat of things that I'm feeling like he's starting to miss what made it all so great.
That's the thing about Triple H. Like, he's sitting there, like, cooking it, like, waiting for, like, it to be perfect. And, like, he's afraid to, like, make that move.
Yeah.
And it's something that, like, Tony Khan, I can admit from watching AEW, he's not afraid to make the move. Even though a lot of the times it's the wrong one, he's still out there at least making the move.
And again,
Vince McMahon's not afraid to make the move.
And here's where the contrast is. He makes too many fucking moves. H doesn't make enough. He doesn't make enough.
There it is.
So there's the back and forth thing again with the PLEs and the weekly shows. It's a nonstop cycle, man.
Well, also too, unfortunately, Big Bronson Reed did get injured during the War Games match.
Big fucking injury.
The most significant injury. And according to Fightful, Bronson Reed suffered an injury to one of and possibly both of his ankles on landing when he attempted the tsunami off the top of the cage. Reed also required assistance to get to the back following the match. And believe it or not, that was the reason why Drew McIntyre came back a little bit sooner than he was supposed to. Because I believe Bronson was supposed to be the one to feud with Sammy or CM Punk.
Well, see, that makes sense, but it's like, honestly, dude, I had no idea where Bronson was going to go after this. I had no idea where he was going to go after this. Like, after the whole Bloodline spectacle, he's another Sami Zayn incident where it's like, all right, what's next for him? And that's another reason why I think Sammy was so fucking emotional after the match, too, is because I don't even think he fucking knows what was next. Like, it's one of those things, man.
They just got to keep him involved with the Bloodline because that's when he's the most interested.
I agree.
But now, let's get into some of the recaps now for the weekly shows. So, starting things off, this past Monday on Raw, we saw a heel turn with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods turning on Big E. What's your thoughts on the segment?
Fucking finally. Fucking finally. That's all I gotta say, dude.
Day rocks!
There's no such thing anymore.
Day rocks!
I think not only are they going to be either going under a new name, New Day's dead, bro. Like, finally, like, they needed it. It's been 10 fucking years, and, again, what a ride. We can go through that one day. We'll put them all over one day. It was time. I like, honestly, the way they're going with it, because I feel like they're teasing Big E's return low-key. I'm really excited for that future. I'm excited for a heel Kofi Kingston again after fucking so long. Maybe we're finally going to get some kind of seriousness out of Xavier Woods, which he needs. I saw fucking Big E's wife's post saying, like, yeah, I'd be fucking hating ass bitch too if my biggest achievement in my 10-year-long career was getting a Burger King crown. I was like, yo, that's fucking. She's like, I'd be a hating ass bitch too. I was like, damn. Like, holy shit. Like, I like that they're bringing this off of, like, the platform, and they're bringing this onto Twitter. They're bringing this onto other shit. They're kind of keeping it alive, and it's kind of dope. But, just to kind of, like, wrap it up and, put a bow tie on, like, how I feel about it. I'm just excited would be the word. Very excited to see what involves them, because I can't tell you the last time I was excited. Maybe Kofi Mania was the last time that I was really invested in the New Day and, like, everything going on. But it's going to be interesting seeing what this New Day brings, like what's going to happen tomorrow, like how this heel faction is going to work, like where it involves Big E. Are we going to continue? Is he going to try to continue to join them? Is he going to just say, fuck it, and just, kind of ride off into the sunset? So I'm excited.
I cannot wait to see where this goes. And I really do hope that, like, Xavier and Kofi, they put those tag team titles right around their waist right now, because I am invested, bro, in this new Xavier and Kofi. This is what they've been needing for a minute now. And I'm going to be honest, the last time I actually gave a fuck about the New Day, yes, Kofi Mania was cool, Big E winning the title was cool, but my favorite New Day was in the beginning when they were the heels. When they, like, tried to, like, force them to be those babyface, and then the crowd turned on them, and then they told them, all right, let's go all out here. And they were feuding with the Dudleys, Enzo and Cass. That's the New Day I liked, the arrogant New Day. So now, like, with this new serious side of them, I am super invested. And something I think none of us were expecting to happen because for the last 6 months, they've been teasing Xavier turning heel, Kofi Kingston turning on Xavier, and they pretty much have been going back and forth, and it was very unpredictable what was going to happen. And the last thing I thought was going to happen, the last thing you probably thought was going to happen, was them staying together and actually turning on Big E.
Yeah, that was like the last mic drop moment I was
Brilliant.
expecting. It was not
Brilliant
in my 2024
writing
bingo card.
right there.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think, honestly, like, if they were, like, single competitors, they probably just weren't going to do anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, they probably would be fighting for the Speed Championship after, like, a couple months. So, honestly, keeping them as a tag team, I think, was the right move here, and a great way to get heat. Really getting personal with Big E with, like, the neck injury. And, man, I think that now they're going to be, like, some of, like, the hottest heels on the Raw brand. And I'm excited to see, like, where they go from here. JD and Finn, get those fucking titles off your waist and just give them to Adam Pearce. Pearce, you don't even have to do a tournament. You don't even have to do a match. Give those titles to Xavier and Kofi right now. I'm invested.
Maybe, pump the brakes on that a little bit. Maybe see what it's going to bring before, you go there. Because we don't know where this is going to go yet. They just did this on Monday. Maybe
I'm invested.
Pump the brakes.
I'm invested. No, I am not pumping the brakes. I've been wanting to get invested in Xavier and Kofi for a minute now. And they're finally being taken serious. About time.
I get it, man. 100%.
So, moving on now to our next recap. This past Monday on Raw, we saw the return of Drew McIntyre, and he attacked Sami Zayn after his match with Seth Rollins. What's your thoughts on this?
It's not going to be a long-standing thing. It's a doorway to Jey Uso, 100%. I don't think I don't think that Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn is a palpable feud. I really don't. I don't think that there's a lot of substance there. There's not really a lot of history there if we think about it. I don't know. Like, that doesn't seem great to me. So I'm glad he's back. I love Drew McIntyre. Been a huge Drew McIntyre fan since at least 2018 when he reinvented himself. I think that was when I really started putting a lot of stock into him. But I would say that this isn't going to be a long-standing thing. But I'm stoked he's back, and I'm excited for what his future, holds. Looking a little older, if you know what I mean, but it's kind of cool. I like this grittier side of Drew McIntyre.
I do too, and I do actually like this as a transition feud after CM Punk, because they've been going at it pretty much the whole year of 2024, so we don't really need that anymore. And honestly, it makes sense for Drew McIntyre to go after Sami and Jey, because at the end of the day, Drew McIntyre turned heel because it all started with him losing at Clash at the Castle to Roman Reigns. So I think that if there's anybody for him to feud with, instead of just throwing him in a feud with somebody random, having him go against Sami Zayn and Jey, it makes sense because they forgave Roman. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, Drew McIntyre, that's where his hatred stands. And same with Kevin Owens, same with Seth Rollins now, which I cannot wait to see where this goes, because I feel like we're getting a heel Rollins any minute now.
Absolutely. We're definitely getting a heel Rollins, and it's been, a year and a half since his last heel run? So, I mean, I'd be down with it. Fuck it.
And I think that, a really cool tag match could be CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I can see that.
I kind of want to see Rollins and McIntyre together somewhere.
And we need to fucking get some star power on Sami Zayn, or that dude needs to go to fucking AEW. One of the two. Because, he needs to go somewhere revitalizing, because I see him very lost in the shuffle, other than being, a key component into big storylines. Other than that,
I don't know, man.
Really
I think I don't know, man. Since he got involved with the Bloodline stuff, I've been more invested in him. I like when he's not chasing a title.
Yeah, I got you.
But we all have our taste with certain wrestlers and stuff. We see wrestling from a different lens. That's what makes it so awesome. Yeah. Moving on now to our last recap. And can't believe we're actually going to be talking about Ring of Honor here, because you and I don't watch it. But this has made some news, because last night on AEW Dynamite, after it went off the air, Matt Cardona made a surprise appearance and challenged Chris Jericho for the ROH World Championship at the Hammerstein Ballroom on the Rampage taping. And this will be for Ring of Honor Final Battle. What's your thoughts on this?
Who fucking cares? Bring him to fucking WWE already. Like, I'm sick of this fucking, like, ooh, where's he gonna show up next? Like, all right, dude. I'm on that end of the fence where it's like, we've been dragging this shit out too long. Like, I'm that dude that's getting, like, I'm starting to get fatigued of these, like, long-term, like, what-if shits. Like, just fucking land somewhere, dude. Like, land somewhere, stick with it, build yourself a legacy. We get it. You're Indie King #2. Like, just fucking do something.
He's the
Who
complete.
cares about ROH? Who fucking cares? Like, who cares? It's
But here's the
unfortunate that I
thing.
have to say that.
I thought that this was brilliant for AEW to do this because
It's
with
ROH.
them,
It's not even fucking AEW. It's ROH.
yes, but this is a good way to actually get a lot of ticket sales for that Hammerstein Ballroom show, Final Battle.
Fucking ticket sales. I care about stories. I care about pro wrestling, and it's hard to care when it's on ROH.
Yeah, but this is the thing though. Bringing in Matt Cardona, a surprise to go against Jericho, that is some money there.
Do that for the Rumble. Fuck.
Oh, you are such a
Just give him the
WWE
bag.
fanboy.
No, it's not about being a
Come on, but you have to.
He's already
Dude,
done everything.
People are actually talking about this though. That's a good thing for Ring of Honor. Like nobody's been talking about Ring of Honor since Tony Khan purchased it. This is
that,
a
2 years
good
ago?
thing.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean,
But
cool.
here's what makes this to me exciting. Because with the whole GCW incident that happened with Ricky Starks, he was supposed to face Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
So
and then he
what
got
if
pulled.
Ricky Starks shows up at Ring of Honor Final Battle and costs Matt Cardona the championship?
I would care, and I would care even more if I knew Ricky Starks wasn't going to be the fuck out of that place in a few months. So I know that really, at this point, nothing really matters for Ricky Starks. So I just like I'm.
But
right
honestly,
now it's the trial
turning a real situation into something that could draw some interest. Think about it from that perspective. Some of the best stuff in pro wrestling has been real life situations. The Edge and Lita thing with Matt Hardy back in
Yeah.
05.
Yeah, I get it. I'm not a Ring of Honor guy, and I'm like I stopped caring about Jericho like 3 years ago, and I stopped caring about the whole Matt Cardona thing like last year. So we need to do bigger things now. Like we need to do bigger things now. That's why I brought up the Rumble. Is like we need to do legacy things now. We need to do career things now. Like he's already done the deathmatch shit. He's already done the belt collector. Matt Cardona needs to just fucking go with his wife at this point. Like he needs to go fuck it. He would not get lost in the shuffle. That dude is a world champion. Like that's my thoughts.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get where you're coming from because, of course, like, he was so over in WWE and, like, he never got the real opportunity to show what he can do. Yeah, like, they, like, sprinkled him a little bit. They teased us a little bit during, like, that whole Z True Long Island story thing with Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
But we never really got to see him take that next step. And, like, I get it from that perspective. But now I'm kind of looking at it from, like, a business side of it with Ring of Honor because they are close to getting a TV deal. And honestly, like, drawing some interest, like, having Jericho and Cardona, I think, is a lot better than Jericho versus some random nobody.
Yeah, I get it. And, like, I understand, like, the name value on that. And I understand, like, that kind of main event. It could sell. And if people are talking about it, they're excited. But I find it just hard to be excited for it because of, X, Y, and Z. So,
But what I wonder, though, is, like, how GCW owner feels about it, though, because I know now, like, there's, like, reports that because of, like, what Effie said about Tony Khan's dad, AEW stars can't go to GCW anymore. So I wonder how he feels about Matt Cardona, who's a GCW guy, doing stuff for Tony Khan. That's the thing that I find pretty interesting. And I think that's why, like, a lot of people were surprised.
The thing I find interesting is that every time we talk about something, Tony Khan is in some kind of fucking drama. Like, it's some kind of fucking drama. So it's hard to be excited about those things that surround him. It's hard. It's hard, man. Like, I get it, and if it does well, I'm excited. But as for being so stoked myself, I'm one of those. I'll catch it after, and I'll see how people receive it before I step foot in there, because I've tried stepping foot through that door before and it wasn't pretty. So
That's fair.
it almost fucking made me fall asleep, and I almost got me arrested. So.
Well, for the remainder of the year, too, we do want to let the We Are Wrestling Maniacs know that we will not be having any commercial breaks. It's all commercial-free. So we're going to get right into it with the We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. This is where we talk about all the things going on outside the ring, what's going on with the rumors, the what-ifs. So, starting things off, Alexa Bliss is finally set for a return. According to PW Insider, WWE is currently working on when and how Alexa Bliss would return to storylines. The belief among those spoken with is that Bliss would likely return by WrestleMania season. So I gotta ask you, Ben, when should she make her return, and who should her first feud be with?
Man, you know this better than anybody. I'm not an Alexa Bliss fan, buddy. I've never been an Alexa Bliss fan, never really believed in her. I mean, I liked her Fiend stuff to an extent that even got a little dry. But I don't know, man. I know that it's going to be a monstrous pop, and I know that, people are waiting for her to come back because she is a star player. I have faith in her more than I have faith in fucking Mercedes Moné, obviously. Like, we're not even going to open that can of worms. But I don't know. It's something that I need to see, like, little sprinkles of, like, her teased before, like, we, get there, because I need to kind of see where we're at storyline-wise before we're there. The only way that I see anything making sense, because, like, here's something that we haven't thought about. Who's Nia really going to lose the title to? They have history.
Ooh.
They have history. So, and I don't see Tiffany being a failed cash-in. So they're either going to go that way or they're going to go the Bliss way. But either or, if she's coming back around WrestleMania season, bro, we're in for a ride. So, bro, I couldn't answer either of those questions right now. I couldn't. I need to let this cook a little more.
I would I would have her do something with Nia.
Yeah. They have actual history.
Like
they have a legitimate lifelong friendship. So it's, well, not lifelong, but they've had a long-standing friendship in real life, and on screen. So it's those are things to consider that I'm going to let cook a little bit before I answer your question. We'll run back into, we'll run this back again, maybe within like the next like couple months, because I just, it's too soon to really kind of put that out there with where we're at storyline wise in real life right now,
Yeah, because with Nia Jax, like, we do have to see what's going to happen with Tiffany Stratton and Naomi,
heavy.
who took out Jade Cargill, which we all know is Bayley, but that's another topic for another day. I'm very excited for Alexa Bliss to come back to WWE. I've been waiting for her to return, and I hope, like, she's not doing anything with the Wyatt Six. I want her to go back to being the Golden Goddess. I really did like that run when she was the Raw Women's Champion, when she was with Mickie James. Like, I really enjoyed that run of Alexa when they treated her like a main event player.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, Rumble. Like, if we're going to say
it's going to be
when,
Rumble,
Rumble.
1,000%.
100% Rumble.
So with Alexa Bliss, I think for me, if I had to pick somebody for her to feud with, I would like to see her on the SmackDown brand, and I kind of want to see her, like, work from the bottom and work her way up and go against Chelsea Green for the U.S. Championship.
Yeah, make her feel big.
Like, I think I want Chelsea Green to win the U.S. title, and I think eventually that would be a really good feud. I would love to see Alexa versus Chelsea, because they have some similarities with their character.
Is that culminating at Saturday night's main event, by the way? Is that who's the first women's champion going to be crowned at fucking main event?
I don't know. I think so.
I think so too, because like that's what it was looking like tournament wise. Jesus Christ.
But I'm excited to see what happens with Alexa. I would love to see her do something with Chelsea Green. I think
that'd be fucking sick.
Really
that would be a really, really good first feud, because I feel like Chelsea Green really needs that kind of push too, and some really good feuds, and maybe break her out of this Karen role. Because if you could get her into some serious shit, dude, I feel like she could really make an impact.
All right, well, we're going to have to wait and see what happens, because WrestleMania season, we are not there yet. But moving on now to our next weekly news and rumors. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE is expected to have more talent work independent wrestling shows over the next year. What's your thoughts on this?
Obviously, I love that. Obviously, like that's a fucking no-brainer, man. Anybody that gets to tussle in the ring with some of the greats and some of the big dogs, that's gonna look really good on the superstars that are scouting for WWE IDs or even just to sign them. Like this is like people that can put in a good word for this particular superstar that's bringing the heat. So obviously I love this. Everybody deserves an opportunity to at least fight for their dreams. So I'm all over this.
I think that Triple H, obviously, I don't agree always
wrestling
with his booking decisions, but he knows what he's doing.
And he loves the sport, bro.
Phil and I were talking about this on the Extra with the WWE ID. Obviously, like, without the independents, there really isn't no WWE, no AEW, no TNA. None of these promotions, because this is where the stars of tomorrow perform. This is where they get their reps in. Because you always got to start somewhere. Yeah. And I think bringing in WWE superstars to independent wrestling shows is fucking brilliant, because you're going to get more eyes on the independent circuit, which right now with the WWE ID thing, there is a lot of eyes on these smaller promotions. So overall, it's great for the business as a whole. And I think that, man, I think that would be really cool, like, to see, like, some WWE guys, like, show up at, like, Northeast Wrestling or, like, Beyond. Do a little meet and greet before the show. Because that's what I liked about AEW in the beginning, was they were able to still work independent dates so that they were able to, like, get new fans to tune in to AEW. Which, obviously, with Collision, now they're not really taking indie bookings and stuff, but it was really good for its time. So I think WWE doing this, absolutely brilliant. Love it.
Agree.
Moving on now to our next topic. According to WrestleVotes, Finn Balor is in line for a renewed singles push. What's your thoughts on this?
Another dude I gave up on a long time ago. Like, this is what I mean, man. You gotta strike the iron while it's hot. You don't do it, nobody's gonna give a fuck when it finally happens, and I'm one of those people. I stopped caring a long time ago, man. I think I may have actually reiterated this a few times on the show. I could give a fuck less about Balor, bro. Like, I could get, like, his time got lost on me, dude. Like 2017, 2018, and then sent him back to NXT in fucking 2019, which made little to no fucking sense. I don't know. Finn's one of those people where I just let him cook, I guess, but whatever happens, happens.
I think with Finn Balor, like, if Triple H can go back to booking him the way that he did during his first NXT run,
yeah,
I think that we have something there. I think Finn Balor is a great heel. He's a great face, but he's better off alone. He doesn't need to be in a faction, doesn't need to be in a group to be taken serious. I think that Finn Balor is a main event player. It's just the lack of booking, having him in this Judgment Day without, like, a big guy like a Damian Priest or a Rhea, is just really hurting him. And then holding the tag titles, not even defending them, it's not really doing anything for him. Finn Balor's always been at his best when he's going for the championship. Like, I remember the last time I was invested in Finn was when he was feuding with Seth for the title. Yeah. And even, like, NXT, Black and Gold. He was always a main event player over there. That's why I was invested in him. Same when they had the whole Raw and SmackDown draft in 2017. Finn Balor was the first Universal Champion. And then he had that injury, unfortunately. So, honestly, like, I want to see what Triple H is going to do with him. But, like, if it's going to be, like, what we've seen the last couple of years, I'm not excited.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, moving on now to our next weekly news and rumors. This is some good news. According to PW Insider, Gunter is in the final stage of a new WWE deal. He is either at the end of discussions or has just signed a new multi-year deal with the company. What's your thoughts on the re-signing?
Not shocking, and also brilliant signing. Gunther is the future of this, man. Like, he's bringing a lot of old school, Riz to the sport again. You know, like he's another dude that's like improving every time he's on screen. Like we're really diving into the depths of who Gunther really is as a person. You know, he's not just a wrecking machine anymore. We actually have some kind of depth to this character. So it's a no-brainer. He's one of the biggest attractions, one of the biggest draws that they have right now. He's a great world champion. He's a great champion in general, and why not have him on the roster, dude? Like it's a no-brainer. He's as valuable as Triple H was back in the day, man. Like he's one of the instrumental things, and one of the instrumental gears that makes this thing go around in WWE.
I love Gunther. I'm happy with him signing that multi-year deal with WWE. He's obviously like one of their bigger draws. Like they've invested a lot of time and effort into the Gunther character. Like his win percentage is literally like 95% since being called up to the main roster. And like he's had this final boss type run. And honestly, like especially right now with like what he's doing, being like a twiner champion, and a lot of the times I don't like twiners where you're being a face one month and then you're being a heel another month. For Gunther, I actually like it. It works. Like what he's doing right now this past Monday. Pretty much him and Finn Balor, they're going to be facing each other off at Saturday Night Main Event. So like Gunther's kind of being like he's being not a baby face exactly, but people are rooting for Gunther more than Finn and Dirty Dom.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I kind of like what they're doing with him.
I agree.
But moving on now to our last We Are Wrestling Weekly news and rumors. And man, I am sick of talking about this individual because it's literally one week he's going to be there, another week he's not. Well, WWE is moving forward with creative as if The Rock will not appear at WrestleMania 41. Dr. Chris Featherstone of Sportskeeda reported that WWE has decided to move forward with the creative plans as if The Rock would not appear at WWE WrestleMania 41. As of now, these plans could change at any moment, and Featherstone stated that WWE was definitely interested in using him if he became available. However, he is not currently scheduled to compete. Now, the question I gotta ask you, Ben, is, do you think WWE needs the final boss at this upcoming WrestleMania?
Dude, if he's not at this upcoming WrestleMania, I could give a fuck less anymore. Like, this whole drawing shit out, dude, I don't care. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, it was exciting last year. It was exciting this year. But going forward, man, if he's not there at this point, why fucking even come back in the first place? Because it's like you're clearly not focused in this. Like, Cena is taking his whole entire 2025 off from making movies, bro. Like, this dude genuinely gives a fuck about this business. Like, The Rock did not have a long tenure in the business at all. If we're really being honest with each other, it was not long at all. He debuted in 96 or 97, was gone by 03. Made some sporadic appearances, and he's a big draw because he's one of the hugest movie stars that we have in the world now. That's the only reason why he has as many draws as he does, is because he's good at what he does. But in terms of the wrestling business now, it's starting to become a fucking joke. Like, it's really starting to rub me the wrong way, and I'm just like, dude, at this point, I'm cool if you just have your fucking match on a SmackDown, because it really does not deserve WrestleMania headlines anymore. Like, it's losing credibility by the day. So it's just like, do you really think a lot of these fans want to wait this long for something that people aren't going to care about next year? Like, it's one of those things, man.
When it comes to the final boss, when it comes to The Rock, like, what is the point in all of this? Like, if you're not going to be at WrestleMania 41, like, if he just left it off at WrestleMania 40 and that was it, okay, cool. But then he showed up on Monday Night Raw and teased the program with Cody Rhodes. They both held each other's championships. Cody held the People's Champ. The Rock held Cody Rhodes' championship, and they teased a little thing between them. And then, at Bad Blood, The Rock shows up, nothing happens. What is the point in all of this?
And if he's not going to be
at WrestleMania 41.
And if he doesn't show up at Mania, then we're just guaranteed another year of the fucking bloodline, and how long can we fucking go with that before people are fucking tired? I'm already fucking tired. Give me something good, something I haven't fucking seen already.
And that's the problem here. Like, you and we have fantasy booked the bloodline on the show since the very beginning. So
It needs
like,
to be
there's
over
only
now.
so much you can do. And The Rock not being at WrestleMania 41 is, I think, going to harm everybody
Yeah,
that's
dude.
involved in this storyline.
I'm sorry I'm not enthusiastic about this topic because I'm fucking sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Like, I love the Bloodline. I love everything the Bloodline has done. The Rock's involvement's been dope, but it's like, dude, if you're going to involve yourself, either stay involved or just fuck off. Because I don't want to have to keep waiting for great shit because you can't stop making fucking movies, even though you really do not need to right now. You've been making movies fucking twice as long as Cena, and the dude still gives his fucking time for the business that he loves, that gave him the opportunities that he does now. Show some fucking respect. I don't care if you're a board member or not.
That's the thing, like, The Rock, like, should be keeping his schedule open
But he's
for
not.
WWE if he's really committed to the storyline, if he's really committed to ending his career against the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. He needs to step away from Hollywood because right now WWE is at an all-time high. So, like, honestly, like, we really need we need The Rock to be here to really tell this story. Because at WrestleMania, like, you had him and Cody tease, like, okay, when are we going to get Cody versus The Rock? When are we going to get The Rock versus Roman Reigns?
When are we going to get any of that? Fucking 2028 at this point, dude. I'm sick of it. I'm sick
And
of it.
that's the thing, man. Like, it's missed opportunity after missed opportunity. And, like WWE really has to figure out what they're going to do here. Like, The Rock, like, maybe film some stuff and show it on WWE programming, like on a pay-per-view or something, instead of just having him just show up and do nothing. Like, that's the thing, because I love this Bloodline storyline so much, and it's honestly, like, one of the only things that's still keeping me invested in the WWE product. So, like, for me, like, I'm super passionate about how I feel here, because it all lies on The Rock now. Like, we got Roman back, we got Jay, we got Jimmy, we got Sammy, we got Paul Heyman, we got CM Punk involved. They tease Cody and The Rock. Like, it all comes down to The Rock.
Yeah.
And I think, like, if they can't get The Rock committed for WrestleMania 41, it is going to hurt WWE in the long run.
Yeah.
Which is very, very unfortunate. And I hope that The Rock does commit to Mania 41, like, because we need to just get him and Roman. We need to get the storyline, like, to go even further.
We've been saying
because
this
I
for
thought
2
Survivor
years.
Series, man, I thought he was going to be the one to, like, pull the strings with Solo.
We've been saying
and
this
Heyman.
for 2 years, bro. And at this point, we're going to be saying it for another fucking 2. Like, it's just, I'm over it, man. I'm over
The
it.
SpongeBob card.
Yeah.
Many eternity years later.
Yeah, literally. And I by the time that he finally appears at WrestleMania, I'm going to be well in diapers by then.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Mhm.
Well, with that being said now, let's get into the We Are Wrestling main event topic. And this one I know is some very sad news for a lot of us wrestling podcasters out there that have been talking about TV-14 WWE's coming back. Well, I'm afraid I got some bad news. WWE is not going PG TV-14. During an event to promote WWE moving to Netflix, Nick Khan was asked about the rumor of WWE going back to adult content and stated this: "We're not changing the ratings of our programming, so there's some online chatter about, oh, it's going to be rated R, or for us old folks, X-rated. That's definitely not happening. It's family-friendly, multi-generational, advertiser-friendly programming. It's going to stay that way." What's your thoughts on the decision by WWE to not go TV-14 again?
I'm going to give you an answer that you weren't expecting. If y'all really thought they were going TV-14, you're fucking stupid. You're fucking stupid. Genuinely fucking dumb. Like, y'all are fucking idiots. Like, every single fucking journalist or podcaster that has been chattering about that and has been, like, trying to push that envelope, you're fucking dumb. You're fucking dumb. And I'll be the first one to say it. Like, no, they were never going to change their ratings. They're just going to get looser. It's Netflix. Yes, we are eventually going to get the F-bomb. Yes, we're going to get a little bit more, like, fucking holy shit, like, adult moments and adult themes. But we were never going to backpedal back to the fucking Attitude Era. We were never going to backpedal to the fucking Ruthless Aggression Era. Are we going to get hints, echoes of it? Yes. We were never going to do that. This is a business, bro. This is literally a business. They are going by audience, and Netflix is literally made for everybody. So if anybody walks in on a fuck bomb, it's Netflix. If they walk in on a cuddle sesh with a fucking teddy bear, it's Netflix. You can do anything. The rating doesn't matter. There's literally no such thing as a rating on Netflix. They're just trying to literally get your hopes down so that you don't expect something and then automatically like, what the fuck is this? No, they're being straight up with you, and they've been straight up with you from the fucking start. It's been the same rating for the last 3 years, and it has vastly improved in terms of like adult content and more like suggestive themes without having to change anything. And people have been uproaring. And you're really going to be mad if it's not TV-14? Fuck out of here.
I've been saying this for quite a while now. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, it's a business. And why would WWE get away from the kids? The kids are their bread and butter. Like, yes, we're the diehard wrestling fans. Like, we talk about this on a show. We watch it. We're very passionate. We give reviews. We do reactions.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the kids, they're still the bread and butter for WWE. Like, they're looking at it from, like, family tickets. Like, they'd rather be selling, like, tickets of 4 rather than just, like, you and I.
Yeah, I get it. I
knew they weren't going to go TV-14. Now, the difference between Netflix and USA or Fox is that we're not going to be getting, like, if the crowd chants, holy shit, you're going to hear holy shit.
We're going to hear fuck you, Solo. We're going to be hearing all of that. We're getting rid of censorship, but we're not promoting anything vulgar.
Exactly.
Netflix, if you have seen what lies in Netflix, if you dig deep enough, there are some things on Netflix that should not be on Netflix, that should probably be on the fucking hub, if you know what I mean. But yeah, you can get away with literally anything on Netflix. So they are not lying when they said they're not going to TV-14, but relax if you think it's just going to be ponies and fucking giddy up New Day fucking bootios and shit. No, it's not going to be that. We're going back to where it was all great, but we don't need to go as heavy anymore because clearly it's not needed.
I think, like, WWE, they're going to go back to probably the way that they were doing things from, like, 2012 to, like, 2017.
No.
Where, like, it's not
don't
super...
say that.
No, but hear me out. It's not TV-14, but it's not very PG.
Oh, dude, I'd rather them stay the way they are now.
There's going to be differences. Like, I think, like, 2017 is, like, what they're going to go back to.
Oh,
because that's, like, when they were doing the whole Land of Opportunity thing.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do it. Don't. No.
Yeah, but it's not going to be...
horrible.
What do you mean it was horrible?
Dude, 2012 to 2017 was some of the worst years in fucking wrestling history, bro. Like,
okay, I'm talking about...
period.
Okay, scratch 2012 to 2017. 2017.
Alone. Okay. That was a good
Alone.
Year.
That's probably a better example to use.
Okay, yeah, that's
because that's when they
example.
went back to doing the brand split.
Yep.
SmackDown became the Land of Opportunity, and that's when they were trying to do like not edgier things, but like they were doing like things that like weren't your typical PG stuff.
I get it.
Like having like Mandy Rose like in like a robe in a hotel room, like trying to like get Jimmy to like
I get it.
Look bad with Naomi.
Yeah.
Things like that, like Drake Maverick and like R-Truth doing things like outside of like the arena. Like I think like that's where we're gonna go back to, which I think people like obviously like they want the blood, they want like what we've had, but like you gotta realize at the end of the day it's a business.
Yeah.
And WWE like they would be losing money if they go back to being TV-14. I wish that wasn't the case though, but it is what it is. Nothing you and I can do.
Yep. And people get offended too easily, so we're not doing it.
We're not. Well, at least Nick Khan warned us a month before going on Netflix. Though.
Yes, and he wasn't just like, we didn't get any kind of fucking false advertisement. That's why I'm thankful.
Very thankful. But anything else before we close off this week's episode?
Nah, we killed it, brother.
Yes, we did. So just a couple reminders to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there. If you want to learn more about the WWE ID prospects, Phil and I, we did a whole We Are Wrestling extra talking about all these guys, and we reacted to some of the videos that WWE ID posted. It's a great hour video. Highly recommend checking that out. Also, for the holidays, if you're looking to get your loved one, your brother, your sister, your mother, your aunt, your uncle, your grandparents, some We Are Wrestling shirts, we have them available now on Pro Wrestling Tees. And of course, our last episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast, which will be on Friday, December 27th of the year. Not the last episode ever, for the year. We are going to be doing a We Are Wrestling Best One award show. And you guys are going to be able to vote on all the categories starting this Sunday. So I highly recommend going to our Facebook page and vote. Go over to the community tab and go vote as well. And we got some really good categories that you guys are definitely not going to want to miss out on. We want to try something different here. And we also want you guys to comment down below. What do you guys want to see in 2025 for We Are Wrestling? We're always trying to evolve the content, whether it's the podcast, the live streams, the reactions, whatever it is. Let us know in the comment section below what you would like to see, because without you guys, we can't do this. So, if you guys enjoyed this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling Podcast, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're listening to this episode wherever you get your podcast, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a Best One review, and download the episode and give us a follow. But if you're not a Maniac yet already, over on the YouTube channel where you get the best pro wrestling content and the video version of this podcast, recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. The link's down in the description below. You can go follow Ben and I over on our social medias. And Ben, he'd be very active on Twitch, so you can go check him out over there. He'd be doing live streams almost every day on there. Best way to interact with him. If you guys want to go check out my toy channel, Best One Donnie, I'm posting new videos pretty much every day for the rest of 2024. And I even just did an interview recently on the Fig Cave podcast, which will be coming out to the public on Monday. But if you are impatient like myself, you can subscribe to the Fig Cave on Patreon for only $1. But all the links down in the description below. And if you want to friggin' listen to the whole phone call with Dylan being a scumbag, you can check that out. Link down below. But of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are Take It Over. Peace.